Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. If you are a diehard ski fan, this guy needs no introduction. But if you are not, he is known as the guy that'll pretty much do anything. Good morning, Cody Townsend.
Maybe.
I'll walk into that, right?
Yeah.
So you are the star of the new film RUIN ROSE, Matchstick Productions' new ski film, and you guys have spent the past year traveling around filming this.
Yeah, definitely. We were all the way from Namibia, Africa, to pretty much old communist Romania, to deep in the wilds of Alaska, so all over the world.
You got to see all over the world. And this isn't your typical ski movie. I mean, this sort of has like an apocalyptic vibe. There's sort of a future and past. It's cool. It's a different concept than I think a lot of people would expect from ski films.
For sure. Usually we ski in a ski film and they kind of let the story develop ourselves, whereas this film had like a story from the very beginning. So you would go out with a goal to kind of get these shots that would fulfill the storyline. So you come away with a totally different experience of watching a ski film.
Absolutely, and I have to ask, I mean, some of the snow skiing, obviously super impressive, crazy locations, but to be in Africa and to do the sand skiing, was that the first time you've done it?
I actually didn't go. It looked really cool.
It looked amazing. I had never seen that, ever.
Yeah, Namibia in general just looked amazing. It looked so scenic and so beautiful and so just different. Yeah, in the film you can kind of see it's just like it's otherworldly. It's otherworldly,
yeah. Totally. So what was your favorite locale that you guys went to?
Well, I spent most of the time in the film in Alaska, and we camped out on the glacier for 3 weeks, and we're hiking for all of our lines as opposed to the typical using helicopters and stuff. And
so they made you work for it on this film.
Yeah, totally. It's a whole different approach, and it's just a different way to look at the mountains, and you kind of you approach the mountains in such a unique way and have a different experience. And you know, we had 6 feet of snow in 36 hours. It snowed harder than I've ever seen before.
6 feet of snow
in 36 hours. It was crazy.
Wow.
So we spent
talk about good timing with the film.
Yeah, it was good, except for the fact that you know, we were hiking for our own lines. So when it snows 6 feet, it's pretty hard to hike.
Yeah. Even in the boots.
Yes.
That's not a good time. All right, well, we have a little preview, not of the film, but of some footage featuring Cody, and some of RUIN ROSE is in there. Let's take a look. Just super stoked and excited for the season, and it's sort of like a crazy inspiration for people, I think, to see it. But when people go and watch this, what do you want their takeaway to be from this film?
Just to be entertained. You know, you want to walk out with a smile. Generally, like ski films, yeah, are very raw, get you really stoked for the season.
For sure, yeah.
And I think this does that. It has that same sort of aspect, but you kind of also walk away maybe with a little extra thought in your brain about, I don't know, maybe climate change, maybe about the future and stuff like that. So there's just, it's as long as you walk away entertained, I think you're.
Absolutely.
I'm happy.
And of course, hoping that there will still be snow in 10, in 20, in 50 years, so we can all keep watching you do it.
For sure. I'd like for snow to be
that
still
would be a
here
good
in
thing,
20
right?
years.
All right.
Yeah.
So Cody, you're also known not just for RUIN ROSE, but I know specifically in my house and at a lot of the resorts around town, there's one video that everybody just sort of, when you Google your name, this is the first thing that's going to come up. You won Epic Line of the Year.
Yeah.
And was this 2014?
Yeah, it's 2014.
Okay, I've got to show it with you sitting right here because I just want to see it with him. So let's take a look at Cody's Line of the Year from 2014. When I knew you were coming on, and even though I know you make it, when it gets to the very end, when it's super narrow, I just start to like smush in my chair, like he's gonna make it, he's gonna make it. I mean, for people that are watching at home, what was that like? I mean, just to be the guy that was actually doing that.
Well, first off, it's so separate from like seeing it in the movies and seeing it online. It feels kind of different, but just for me, like, you know, I come away from that line so stoked and so happy, just because it was kind of like a dream come true for me. I've been like looking for something like that for like many years, and I had that kind of that style of line in my head for like 5-6 years before it happened. So to me, it was just like, it was all this culmination of a lot of thought and a lot of training and a lot of experience all coming together at once. And so
for like that perfect moment.
Yeah, it really was. And so then to then see it kind of go viral and do what it did, I definitely wasn't expecting that.
Well, and I think it's because it's so unique looking. You know, you see crazy lines and people like hucking off cornices and things like that, but I mean, you were it looked like the mountain was basically enclosed around you, and you just weren't sure if you were going to make it through. I mean, there's nowhere to go once you've committed to that.
Yeah, no, I've never seen anything like that in the mountains before. That was like the craziest feature I've ever seen in this world. And I've traveled a lot and seen a lot of places, and I still haven't seen anything quite like that. And yeah, the way that whole line went, and you had no escape. Like, you couldn't stop, and you're not going to pull out.
You're not changing your mind once
you're in, and that's what made it kind of so intense.
And it was so fun to hear you screaming and how excited you were when you came out, because you knew that you'd done it, and it was just something that had never been done before.
Yeah, totally. No, I was very, very happy. I kind of wish I didn't swear as much. My mom might be more happy with me.
Yeah, fair enough. It's nice to know you still care that your mom was approving.
Yeah, totally.
I was going to say, I'm sure she was more relieved that you made it through. I don't think she really cared what you said at the end.
The first time I showed it to her, she actually cried. So, and I felt kind of bad about that.
You're like, but I'm sitting right here. I made it. I'm home.
I'm good.
No, I don't blame her. I've got a little boy, and I would be in tears if I saw him maybe enter. On the out, I'd probably be swearing too when he came through. All right, well, Cody, good luck. Thank you for being here in Ruin and Rose. It's an amazing film. I think it's going to be another huge one for you.
For sure,
and for Matchstick, and come back and visit us anytime.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so the Park City Film Series will be on later in the hour, and you can see the full preview of all of Cody's amazing skiing in Ruin and Rose. This is the Mountain Morning Show. We'll be right back after this.